Today we're going to take a good old look at the old Marvel Shapeshifters Spidey here. I'm not doing the whole video in the suit. Do you know how hot it is today? This is someone else. I remember these back in the days of yore, like 2002 sort of time, around the first sort of Spidey film, the old Sam Raimi one that, you know, it's still okay, I guess. I haven't seen it in like 10 years. When all that just greatest of all time Spider-Man classic stuff was around, and they tried these out to cash in on like Transformers hype that was, you know, coming back at that sort of time. That's what I always thought. But then I looked it all up, and these were available in the 90s as well, which again I would assume is to cash in on Transformers like with Beast Wars, but whatever. And yeah, if you don't know what the Marvel Shapeshifters are, oh boy, you're in for a treat. Yeah, so this one is Spider-Man transforms. Notice they use the word transforms. Notice Hasbro don't use the word transforms anymore because they don't want to, you know, cloud the name. They don't want to overuse the word too much. They always use convert for some kind of weird legal trademark issue. Whatever. Yeah, he changes into a wrist blaster, which is this thing. We won't look at that too closely yet because, oh God. Yeah, you look too closely, you stare into something man was not meant to see. I assume this sticker up here, vague recollections, this means it must have come from Argos back in the day, I think. Blimey. Remember when Argos was good for toys? Remember when Daredevil was big enough because he had his own film, his logo was on anything Marvel along with Avengers and Captain America? Oh mate, I've got to show you the box because I have to show you the other ones that were available. So you got Spidey. Why is he called Spidey and not Spider-Man? This one's called Spider-Man, that one's called Spidey. What's the difference? Anyway, it's like a Ben Riley Spider-Man, isn't it? It turns into this sort of, I'm not going to call that a spider, it's like a cockroach or something. Hulk, wearing only a pair of purple Y-fronts with a big H on, turns into, is that a T-Rex? What is he? Okay, I mean, Spider-Man turning into a spider is, yeah, why does Hulk turn into that? And Wolverine turns into a Wolverine, wearing clothes, just straight up, just a mammal wearing Wolverine's shirt. Yeah, drink that in, drink your fill. Oh boy, yeah, good old Toy Biz. They tried everything and only some of it worked. Yeah, I mean, you can probably already tell. I'm going to tear this into shreds, but I've got to say there's a big amount of nostalgia playing here. I mean, my mates at school used to have these. I remember seeing them and thinking they're kind of cool. I kind of want like one of them at least, just to see what they're like. You know, there was just something about them that seemed like a fun toy. It was really weird. It's like they're only really any good because everyone liked Marvel at the time. Everyone was just really into Spider-Man. You know, we all just loved anything that was Spider-Man. I mean, like the classics figures. I mean, man, that like 4-pack with like 3 Spider-Men and like a marine Venom with like a monster hand and fins on his back. Like, it's nuts, but it was so damn good. Some of my just all-time favourite figures that aren't of the converting robot variety come from those days and that line and good old Toy Biz, man. So yes, you get, it's a bit of a sort of, you know, it's like the old G1 Transformers packaging here, isn't it? It's like, change, finish. Are you sure you finished? Are you really sure? 100%. That's finished. His legs are just, yeah. Where do you put the missile? Where do you load the projectiles as shown? Yeah, let's not look at that for overly very long at all. Yeah, wow. So I'm going to get him out of the box, and you'll get treated to his entire just super chrome glory, and we'll see what on earth this bloody thing actually looks like if you turn it into that. What have I got myself into? Just a little thing. Why did they do this on all the boxes? Why was there a little bit to cut out the barcode? Proof of purchase? What's that for? Yeah, yes, officer. I bought a shapeshifter Spider-Man. Here is my box clipping for proof that I actually purchased this thing and did not steal it off an 8-year-old. So here we have Spidey in hero mode, is what his instructions call it. The missile fateful missile, which we'll enjoy. It's such a life. Yeah. It's a big shiny Spider-Man. He's pretty thick, right? Properly hench. Like, look how small his head is compared to his shoulders. He's got a big strap on the back. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't like paying attention to the fact on the back of the box it says put the strap around your wrist. Good job I have girlish wrists because that wouldn't fit otherwise. Yeah, it's just a big shiny Spidey. Look how shiny it is. Can you see me? Can you see me in his abs there? I've got to say, chrome like that, blinded by the light glinting off Spidey's knob. Yeah, that's something, isn't it? Hardly anything these days comes with that much chrome. Definitely not Marvel figures. Like, you would never see that on anything like that these days, would you? Because everything's serious. Marvel's big money, and everything's got to be properly straight-laced, movie accurate or comic accurate stuff that isn't some crazy variant on Spidey that is the equivalent of a Kenner neon Batman figure. I suppose I haven't actually addressed the fact that, why is Spider-Man silver? You might not be aware. There is a silver Spider-Man. This isn't just, embiggening for the sake of, 90s roiditude. There is actually a suit he's got that is all, big shoulder pads and knee pads like that. That's all armoured and whatnot. I think actually, yeah, oh, there we go. I have a figure of that suit. A little tiny, this was what was he, £2 out from Home Bargains. Little Marvel Universe, what are they called now? I only know the small Marvel figures, Marvel Universe. Yeah. Spider-Man with the armour on when he fights. Who does he fight with this on? It's not the one he uses to fight Electro, because it's not like it's rubberized. It's actually armour. I can't remember. Oh my god, I don't know. Oh, you're a fake Spider-Man fan. You don't know that. So what can he do in this form in Spidey mode? Well, he can do that. He can just do that. His elbows bend that far. There's no wrists. There's only bicep swivels. So he can only do that and just flex and just be like. His head can turn. His head looks like a really weird shape. That's not a human skull. Yeah. So he's got his massive shoulders. Oh, his arms can move out a bit actually. Yeah. So he can just flex on you. Yeah, that's it for that. The legs, his massive legs can just move around all over. Well, don't do that. There, you move at the hip. That's it. Just universal joint there. There's no swiveling. There's no knees. He's got massive. Look at those. Christ, look at his quads. Yeah, he can just point his toes. That's it. Oh, and swivel his feet. Yeah, that's meaningful articulation there. But yeah, because he transforms, he just does that. Yeah, he just has a rickets mode instead. Oh days! Just for a bit of a general size comparison, there he is next to a deluxe Transformer and the Spider-Man figure that everyone has. So he's this big lad. He's quite a chunky boy. So that's really it. That's just it for the actual Spider-Man figure half of this thing. Shall we do the thing and turn it into a thing? I hesitate to call it a transformation because it's such a weird process. Look, you take his shoulders off, turn them round, put them around his head. What is that? So you do that and you just kind of have to get his arms out of the way. Undo the big chrome bit of his chest and then just start tearing his guts out and dismembering him and going all kind of John Carpenter, turning his innards into insect claws, and you don't need them. It's really just somewhere for different bits of his body to go in this form. Yeah, the arms they just chill out back there, just chilling. Extend some spidery claws from his feet. There's something about that, I've got to say. I'm vaguely familiar with. I can roughly remember some of the other Spider-Man ones, like maybe that guy. I don't know. There was another one. There was a Spider-Man turned into a bat or something. I don't know. The concept of strange clawed bits folding out of a Spider-Man's feet. sits okay with me for some reason. Like that's just something that a lot of these toys did. And then you just swing his legs up like that. Oh, can you see where we're going? And then, oh no, wait, oh, what? No, like that. He needs the front of his thighs. Okay, so it's not quite as bad. And extend those down. And that is the thing. That bit doesn't want to stay done up, does it? Must be the chrome on the pegs. There you go. That's the wrist blaster mode. It's just a vaguely insect-shaped thing, isn't it? Thing. It's the Thing. Oh yeah, I've never seen The Thing, but the John Carpenter analogies just keep coming thick and fast, don't they? Yeah, so you do that and stretch the elastic. Try not to cut off too much of my blood flow. You're supposed to just sort of wrap his arms round your own wrist, but as they don't move downwards, they just dangle there. I suppose I can clamp the halves of his rib cage around my hand a bit here. Yeah, safe and secure. I don't know what these bits do, because again, they don't really like wrap around your hand in any meaningful way, so they just hang there. And you know, that's the lever. You go thwip thwip. So shall we do the bit that start? I don't want to. Shall we load the missile in between his legs? There you go. That's it. Thwip. Oh, and my fingers got in the way. Let's try that again. Has anyone ever really thought about how difficult it actually is to apply force to something in your palm in this position? Like that's difficult, you know. It's like all the art where he's like probably got his fingers like that. It's like you can't actually press something in your palm keeping your fingers straight. God, it's difficult. Yeah, there we go. I have got long spidery fingers here. I've got proper Spider-Man hands, but like that is I can't really do it like my little finger sticking out like that probably. Oh, should we try that way? Here we go. Oh God, it's all going wrong. If I try like the really old school Ditko way, only using one finger. Hey, go Web, go! Just. So there you have it, the complete body horror abomination that is the Shapeshifter's Wrist Blaster Spider-Man. Oh, that's a thing. That's don't stare too deeply at it, or think too much about what went into the idea of making this. Like, who would come up with this? What kind of mind generates this as a toy that's perfectly cool and fine? It's deeply, deeply weird, isn't it? But it's Spider-Man, and it's shiny, and it transforms, and it shoots things, so it's a perfectly good toy for kids, of course. Should we try it with a target? Let's see. Can I? Got to improve my aim here. Yay! First try. Whip. Ah, there we go then. Toy Biz, Shapeshifters, Spider-Man into Wrist Blaster, shiny hench bloke. Wow, that was a ride. I hope you enjoyed it. We went on a journey together there, didn't we? Oh, take this thing away from me. Just wow. I'd say, you know, if you're now suddenly ultimately spurred to track one down for yourself, as soon as you're fine. But actually, you know, I had to get this one. Had to. Because when I went looking on eBay for Shapeshifters thinking, I've got to get one of them. I've got to get one of them. I've got to satisfy that, you know, eons long itch. I kind of want the Spider-Man that turns into a bat, just for some strange memory of that thing. But this was the only one I could get for a decent price. Like, they're so rare now and they're so expensive. Like, I suppose most Toy Biz stuff now, because it's just real, like, collective fodder, and like, maybe, you know, it's because of people my age buying them up, you know, remembering that stuff from the days of your Good old 2002, eh? But yeah, if I could have got another one to show you, I would have done. But actually, I think this was a blessing in disguise because, my word, what just comedy gold this thing has provided us today. Thank you, Spider-Man. Thank you, Toy Biz. Thank you, Steve Ditko. Oh, I made myself sad now. Just so you know, it isn't all TFs all the time in Casa del Ben.